Good morning, good day, good evening. Welcome back to episode 107 of Tech with T, and I have a cat on my lap. I wonder if he's going to make some noise. You scratch your head on the mic? What are you going to do? No, nothing? Okay. Well, yeah, Chase is on my lap right now. We'll see how long he sticks around for. I have my doubts. He's probably going to decide he doesn't want to be here, and then just ruin my recording and try to leave literally in the middle of me trying to do stuff. But it is what it is. I believe in like a month, maybe half a month. I don't know when. At some point, his owner is going to come and like take him back, because I didn't actually know why we were like looking after Chase. My understanding now is that the owner of this cat was building a new house or something like that. For whatever reason, they didn't have a place that accepted cats. So we're looking after him basically until they got all of their shit sorted. And then, yeah, no more Chase in my videos. But that was going to happen regardless anyway, because it's... Let me just check. Days until 1st of June. 1st of June is when I am moving. That is 76 days, 9 hours, 10 minutes, and 41 seconds. So it'll be around about 68 days. Around about 68 days by the time that you guys see this. And then at some point, after all that's done, then I'll be at the new place, and the internet will be good again. We're going to have a 100 by 40 connection. No more dealing with this absolute train wreck I'm dealing with right now. And, yeah, also a quieter house, which will be nice. I've mentioned before, I think I mentioned before on the podcast, I'm moving in with one of my mates. He works in the mines. He's not there, like, every other week. So, basically, it's pretty much just, like, I have a house to myself with an occasional roommate. Which, you know what, is a pretty good deal for me. Is that where you're gonna chill now, Chase? Okay, that's fine. That's a new one. Usually, he's, like, laying on my lap, like, trying to claw at my fucking neck. This time, he decides to hold up half his body weight on my chair's armrest. I feel like he's gonna get bored of that one fairly quickly. Unless he decides to start clawing at the armrest, which, to be honest, I don't know if you guys can... No, you can't, because Chase's head's in the way. This armrest here is a little bit, not good. So, I'm probably gonna end up replacing it at some point, because when I get to the new place, I want to do, like, a standing desk as well, because if you guys think that I, like, wave my arms too much when I'm recording regular videos, man, just wait until I have the ability to record a video and pace at the same time. You have no idea what is in store for this channel. So, I won't be able to use the Shore for that, obviously, because the Shore, like, if I go slightly off axis like this, it sounds kind of horrible. I'll probably end up doing... Either I'll I don't know, maybe... No, condenser... Actually, a condenser might work. If I swap back to my older mic, my audio... Not Audio Technica, my... Whatever the old mic was. I've talked about it before. The one that I used to have here before I had the Shore. I think that could work. But another option is getting a lavalier mic. First option is better, not because it's better audio, just because it's cheaper, and it's less money to spend. But I'll find some setup to make it so I can pace and record videos at the same time. What are you doing? What are you doing, Chase? Can you not stand on my nuts? Get on the bed. No, don't. Oh, okay, you're gonna go over there then, sure, whatever. What are you doing, cat? Yeah, so I'll be pacing during videos, not during every video, but there are some videos where it doesn't require as much of a, I guess, focus on my notes. It's more of just, like, me ranting. And in those ranty videos, I think those are sort of, like, the absolute perfect videos to make them standing videos. But I've wanted the standing desk for a long time anyway, because I'm in my desk a lot of the day. So giving myself the opportunity to be able to, like, stand up and continue working, I feel like is a big plus. I have been trying to, like... Don't rub your head on the couch. You can't go up there. I've been trying to, like, go out for walks more often. Right now, I'm usually doing, like, 3 or 4 times a week, which, you know, isn't super amazing, but it's better than I was doing before. So it's certainly an upgrade, and I'll make it. Can you stop rubbing your head and everything, cat? Stop. No, not on the power button. Get up here. It's just gonna be a video of me throwing the cat around until I decide to eventually kick him out of the room. Nah, he's gonna chill on the bed now. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll probably end up doing something. A condenser mic would work perfectly fine, because I do plan to, like, foam up the room, so we won't have as much of an echo we have in this room. This room could be worse if I didn't have carpet. Like, it's pretty bad because I have, like, fairly high ceilings, but the carpet does dampen it, and the fact that it's a really small room and I have the bed here, that does deal with a lot of the echo this room otherwise would have, because this room would be really, really bad otherwise. Stop rubbing your hand on that, Chase. I'm gonna kick you out soon. Yes, this room's echoey. I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate it. Like, if I just... I don't know. Maybe if I, like, had the mic above me and then does something like that. I don't know. I could work it out if I wanted to, but for now, it just know this room isn't the best recording situation, and because, you know, I can't exactly put stuff on the walls here, yeah, it's not much that I can do about it. Like, I could put, like, I guess I could have mounted, like, what's it called? Like a sheet or something, which is, like, this is a bed sheet, in case anyone doesn't know. In case anyone's new here, this is a bed sheet. Or a mattress cover? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's not a blackout curtain. It just serves the purpose of one. Yeah. It's such a fucking jank setup. Like, my setup is such, like, it's a weird combination of really expensive audio gear, my Shure, my mixer, my camera is a fairly entry camera. Like, it's a $700 camera, like, Australian, so, like, 500. But that's still, like, fairly entry when you're getting into, like, the good camera market, with, like, removable lenses and stuff. But then there's stuff like this. This was, like, $10. Or we have, my earphones. My earphones, I've had these, I think these were $50, and I bought them 7 years ago. There are certain places where I'm happy to spend money. Other places where I'm going to spend literally as little money as is physically possible. Watching this cat, is he going to start biting my curtains again? Because he likes to do that. What are you doing? What are you doing, Chase? Nothing? No, you scratch your head in the bottle. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. But we have some topics for today. So, you won't notice this change, but I've actually completely changed out my audio setup. I'm no longer using Pulse Audio. Or I'm using Pulse Audio, but not in the regular sense of the word. I'm now actually using PipeWire again. I used to use PipeWire probably when did I do my PipeWire videos? I want to check now. I want to say about a year ago. But I used to use PipeWire, and I felt like it was pretty good. I had some issues with it, and some of those issues really got in the way of how my streaming setup worked. Now I'm approaching it in a better way. So it should go better this time. So this one came out. Oh my god, I'm gonna show you this. Here we go. Thumbnail's okay, I guess. Oh god. Oh, it's gone. Why is it gone? Why are you gone? Hey, why are you gone? What? What? Don't be gone. Oi, don't bite the cable. Stop biting cable. Oh my god, cat! Stop biting the damn cable. Here we go. This is the wrong screen. Now you're seeing my YouTube, the wrong YouTube. Why you see? Wait, what the fuck? Which one is it? Wait. Eh? This one. There we go. Okay. Now we're good. That is a very low camera angle with a camera set up very poorly and lighting not done correctly. That that was a while ago, but this was on April 2nd. This is when I guess I switched a little bit earlier, but this is basically when I was last using PipeWire. Actually, I'm gonna change the light to be the same as that. So I guess it's that one and that one. No, that one and that one. The fuck color? Oh, because I had my lighting set up in such a bad way. Yeah, that's red. Like, you can't see it. Oh yeah, there we go. You can see my mouse. That light, I guess it's the other way around. That one? There we go. That light on the right-hand side, that is actually red. Wow, my camera was set up. It's not set up perfectly right now, but wow, it was really bad back then. Like, exceptionally bad. Now I'm just really shiny, because I don't have the air conditioner on. I probably should put it on. But yeah, I was last using it about a year ago. So far, I don't really have anything negative to really say about it. It's been working basically as I might expect it to work. Like, it's been absolutely rock solid. I guess the main benefit I have, this is why I swapped to it, is mainly to have the jack management. To have it so I don't have to have all of my desktop audio being routed through the exact same thing. So normally on Linux, the way Linux audio, I guess Windows audio works like this out of the box as well. No, I think you can separate it on Windows. Can you? I don't know. Anyway, the way Linux audio works out of the box, at least with Pulse Audio, is all of your desktop audio is being treated as the same thing. So if I have a game playing, let's say I'm playing Elden Ring, and then I have some music going and I have a Discord call going, from OBS's perspective, the only way to capture that is capturing them all at once. They all come in the exact same audio feed. And this is fine. Like, you can deal with this. But then you have to go and manage your mixer board outside of OBS, and it's just not a good experience. If you want to apply filters to specific parts, maybe you want to apply, like, you know, noise gates and things like that, you literally cannot do it. Because you're going to affect everything, and in some cases, some of those filters, like in the case of music, if you apply a noise gate to that, because your audio for music is probably going to be fairly low, it might cut out the music entirely, or be like cutting in and out. It's just not a good experience. But by splitting them out, this is what Jack lets me do. I can go and create Jack clients inside of OBS, and then directly route that application into the Jack client. So then I have all of these separate audio channels inside of OBS, and I can go and control each of them separately. This, honestly, is a really big upgrade. And also it allows me to do things like, I have the... Can I get it here without breaking stuff? Maybe. No, I can't. No, I can't. Yeah, it's plugged in too much. I've got my capture card, my AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. This is what I use to capture PS4 content on my currently dead gaming channel. It's not dead. We have shorts going up. Oi! Don't attack that. Stop it. AverMedia, yes. So I always have this plugged in. So this is connected to my PS4, and it does do HDMI pass-through. Stop attacking the cables. HDMI pass-through. So it allows me to go and send the audio, or send the video, directly to my monitor, and also directly into being captured. That's fine. But there's a problem with that. Oh, not a problem with that, a problem with the other part. The audio that comes out of it is also being sent over HDMI through HDMI ARC or whatever it's called nowadays. So I can get audio out of my monitor, but if you've used monitor speakers, you would know you don't want to do that. I could go and like hook up speakers to the monitor and route the audio through that or something like that. I don't want to do that though, because then I have to go and like buy extra stuff, and I don't want to do that. I could also go and plug earphones directly into the AverMedia, because that I can like monitor the audio directly on that. Problem with that though is the AverMedia It has volume controls. They don't work. I don't know if they're supposed to work, but they just don't work. So can't do that either. Unless I want to blow out my eardrums or use a pair of headphones or earphones that have their own built-in volume controls, which I don't have except for my Jaybird X3s? Bluetooth earphones. What do you... Yeah, Jaybird X2 or X3, I don't know. A very old model of the Jaybirds at this point. X3? Yeah, X3s. What year did it come out? 2016. Jeez, they came out in 2016. I think I've had them since basically 2016 as well. Anyway, what I do now is I take the audio from the Eva Media and then just route it through the output on my system. So now I can listen to audio from the PlayStation through my my system output, leaving the speakers attached to my computer. Everything works fine. The other option I had, this is what I was doing back when I was on Pulse Audio. This added in an extra delay and wasn't a great experience. Basically, I was using the monitor feature in OBS. You can actually like monitor audio and listen to it through that. Usually you would use this to like reverb your voice back into your face and then like into your ears, face, what you know what I mean. And you know, check your audio levels, things like that. I was just using it to play games, which if you've ever tried to play, like, if you've ever tried to use the OBS feed, like the video feed to play games, it's like that, but not as bad. The audio feed has a bit of delay, but it's certainly not completely unusable delay. Now it's considerably better because it's being routed basically through the most direct path I can make. So all of that stuff is a really great upgrade. And because I'm using QPW graph to do this, this is basically I can show you what it looks like, actually. QPW graph it basically takes the audio graph functionality and audio patch bay functionality from QJack CTL and then puts it into like a standalone application. Do you have screenshots on your GitLab? Of course you don't. Why would you? Why would you have screenshots on your GitLab? That would only be convenient. Stop it. What? Here's a thing I want every single developer to do. If you have a project that you can screenshot, please add screenshots to the repo. Luckily though, we have a screenshot from Gaming on Linux. So thank you, Liam. You've saved the day. So yeah, this is basically what it looks like. You can go and like route stuff wherever you want. And because it's not just an audio graph, audio graphs let you go and reroute your audio. It's also a audio patch bay. If you go and save it and then activate the patch bay, you can have stuff being automatically reconnected. That's where it gets really useful. So I can go and unplug, replug in my Ava Media. It instantly gets reconnected, so it's routing both to OBS and also to my system audio. I can have, like, I can open and close browsers. It'll get automatically rerouted to OBS. I can start up Discord call. To OBS. I can start up Discord calls. I can do basically everything I want, and everything is just automatically set up. I love it. It's great. Especially with the browser thing, because with my Ava Media, as long as I don't unplug it, the connection won't be, I guess, disconnected. But in the case of a browser or like MPV or audio or anything like that, as soon as you stop playing the audio, a couple of seconds later, it closes the process, because there's no point keeping the audio process open if, you know, there's no audio coming through it. What are you doing, Chase? You know from there? Good boy. What was that for? Don't attack me. You're an asshole. Anyway. This cat is evil. He just jumped up on the bed. He's like, no, I'm gonna swipe at you. Did he? He didn't cut me this time. I've got a bunch of cuts on my hands from this cat. Oh. Anyway, that's my PipeWire setup. Probably in the next, I don't know, week or 2 weeks, whenever I get around to doing it, I will have a follow-up video on my PipeWire thoughts. So far, they're positive. So far, I just don't have anything negative to say. It just works, and that's great. Because I've been saying this for a while. PipeWire is the future of Linux audio. Like, you can say whatever you want about, oh, extra layers, oh, just pulse audio is bad, we should just build something entirely from the start. It doesn't matter what you say. PipeWire is the future of Linux audio. It may not be the future till the end of time, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But PipeWire is going to be the next step we take to make Linux audio genuinely good. Just Jack by itself does have benefits if you're doing professional level audio. I totally get that. PipeWire can add in a bit of extra delay that might get in the way of those workloads. Totally fine. But for general Linux usage, like if you use Linux to watch videos, to play games, to go on Discord calls, to use a computer like a regular person uses a computer, PipeWire is replacing standalone pulse audio, and it's not just for Wayland video management, which is one of the big things that's pushing it. It's also just generally for audio, because if you're going to be doing all of your screen capturing or your screen capture video stuff, all of that with PipeWire, you might as well make the audio stuff good as well, and not have to worry about having a PipeWire, which has audio and video functionality, and then just throw in pulse audio for seemingly no reason as well. It's not perfect. It needs polish in some minor ways, and some people have said they've had problems with it. I know from what I've heard, Bluetooth might still be an issue in some cases. Those Jaybirds I mentioned before, they're like wireless earbuds. Not like true wireless. They're the wireless ones that have like a cable between them, which is my preferred wireless. Or minimal wire, we'll say. Minimal wire. That's what we'll call them from now on. Minimal wire earphones. And I only use them on my PC. I use them with my phone when at work, and I don't want to hear people at work because I don't want to hear people at work. Anyway, that's enough for PipeWire. I want to talk about something that is basically, I think it happened yesterday, day before. YouTube Vanced. YouTube Vanced is dead. YouTube Vanced. Here we go. I didn't add a link for this one. So, Google forces YouTube Vanced to shut down due to legal reasons. Now, there has not been any confirmation on what these legal reasons actually are. All we know is they have shut down, and there are some things they have said on their Twitter which sort of align with what's going on. So they gave a statement to The Verge saying, "We were asked to remove all references to YouTube, change the logo, and remove all links to YouTube products," which, from my understanding, basically sounds like a cease and desist. They didn't say cease and desist in those terms, but it's basically a cease and desist, especially when your entire product is based around, being a YouTube app. Actually, I should mention what YouTube Vanced is for anyone who's, out of the loop, who has no idea what Vanced is. So, there are plenty of these third-party YouTube applications, things like NewPipe, there's websites like Nvidius, and there's a bunch of other services that do all of this same sort of stuff. I'm sure someone's going to mention one of them down in the comment section down below when I probably clip this. So, Vanced is a little bit different to things like NewPipe. NewPipe is a standalone application which integrates with the YouTube API, and it does basically stuff in the similar way to like YouTube DL, for example. Vanced took the YouTube application, that proprietary application made by Google, and then basically reverse engineer it, decompiled it, and applied patches to it. Now, this is very, very questionably good. It's possibly against the YouTube TOS. I'm not a lawyer. No, I'm not the one to ask about that, but from my understanding, it would be against the YouTube POS. So basically, since their inception, they were working on fairly thin ice. Like, they weren't going to get, from what we saw, they weren't going to get shut down anytime soon, but now they have. So, when I mention there are things that are going on their Twitter, I will find the tweets in question. Here we go. Is it this one? Where's the shutdown tweet? Shutdown tweet is... Did they delete the shutdown tweet? I can't speak. No, it's still embedded, so it can't be deleted. Did I just scroll past it because I'm dumb? Maybe, yes. So, one of the things that they did is they released an NFT collection. This, I want to say was on... I want to say 17th of February. 16th or 17th of February. I don't remember the exact date. So they released this collection. A few days later, they posted... They posted... I should really just... Oh, I have a second tab open. They posted this one right here. Yo guys, have you checked out the new Vanced update? And this is a link to the GitHub containing NewPipe. So people were thinking maybe there was going to be like a partnership between the two projects or anything like that. Turns out that wasn't the case. But these happened at a weird time, because then just after that, they also went and renamed the project from YouTube Vanced to Vanced and changed their logo from a logo that looks very, very dangerously similar to the YouTube logo to the new logo they're using now. So this happened back all in around the middle of middle to like latter half of February. So that all makes sense. Then, you know, they went on doing their things for a while, posting jokes about the NFTs. For the record, the NFT collection was, they say, a joke collection. By joke, what they mean is they had this NFT collection, they were selling it, and then it was a joke. That's the joke. They made it and they sold it. I don't know what the joke is there, but they made it as a joke apparently. And previously, they weren't accepting donations in a direct way. Now, someone had informed me, because it turns out the guys who moderate the Vanced Wiki are, not Vanced Wiki, the Vanced Reddit, are giant liars. So they say, and have said multiple times, that Vanced does not accept donations. So even going back to February 16th, you can only support Vanced using Brave or AdGuard affiliate links. Someone mentioned to me that there is at least there was a support link, a donation link built into the Vanced app manager, which is the way that you download Vanced. So the download manager, app manager, whatever they call it, is a separate application from Vanced itself. The downloader is open source. Obviously, the other part isn't, because then they would have been taken down quite a while ago. So, yeah, apparently there's a donation inside of that. But this happened, as mentioned, middle of February. They changed all of their details, got rid of all the references to YouTube, but then they announced a couple of days ago that they are shutting down. So my assumption is that, because, like, this is what I mentioned in my video that I did, that YouTube, the thing is with these third-party clients, a lot of companies don't like them existing. Like, Discord isn't a fan of a lot of these third-party clients, Spotify isn't a fan of many of them, YouTube isn't a fan of many of them, but usually nothing gets done. The point at which something gets done is when there is a monetary incentive to do so. So there's always a cost associated with people using a third-party application as opposed to your main application. The cat wants to go outside. Give me 2 seconds. And usually, if it's too expensive to get rid of the third-party application, or it's not monetarily viable. Basically, if the cost to get rid of it is higher than the amount of money being lost from it existing, usually it's just going to be left alone. Like, let's say, for example, that you have a third-party YouTube app that has 5 people using it. This app is probably losing YouTube, what, a couple of dollars a year? And the amount of money to go and, like, contact the YouTube legal team, get them to write up a cease and desist, it costs more money to write up that letter than it does to let the platform, let the third-party app continue existing. But when you have, 100,000, 200,000 users, maybe there is a lot more money being lost from that. But then when you also have an app that is accepting donations, has affiliate links, and making money off of NFTs, well, there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money there that is potentially being lost by the business. And at that point, maybe it becomes, financially viable to follow this through. But the thing is with the follow-up, it's not just the writing the letter. It's also if you can justify the legal expenses which might follow if that group tries to defend themselves. So, like, a cease and desist doesn't mean you have to just stop doing something. If you receive a cease and desist, you can go and fight this through court. I don't know the details on how you would do so, but when you receive a letter like that, you can go and fight it and claim that you are actually in the right here and use the legal system to your advantage. And that costs the company a lot of money as well. So, if they think there is a possible chance of a legal fight back against it, that raises the value, well, that raises the, required monetary gain of the removal of that application. And I guess that Vanced finally surpassed that threshold, and they decided to get rid of it. Now, some people are blaming some other things that have happened, like how Huawei has specifically mentioned that Vanced is a good way to get access to the YouTube application. Camera died for a second there. Because Huawei doesn't have access to the Google Play Store because China phone. Except I have this. This is also a Chinese phone. It's just people don't like Huawei, which is it's really strange. The sort of, what's the word? The inconsistency on dealing with Chinese phone manufacturers. Like, no, Huawei bad, but Oppo is fine. Just like, okay, sure. But Huawei doesn't have access to Google Play Store, and this means no YouTube. Vanced allows you to get the YouTube app, and yeah, some people think that's the reason why it might have been taken down. But they've been doing that for months. It doesn't really line up with what's been happening. Also, you had Linus from Linus Tech Tips mention that Vanced exists in a recent video, mention that it ships with the YouTube dislike extension, which I've talked about before, and I'm not getting into the stupid arguments that have happened around that that plugin. It ships with that. And some people think that YouTube actually cares about dislikes. Like, it's genuinely a big concern for them. I really don't think that YouTube cares if a app ships with a, YouTube dislike information. That's one of the least of their concerns. Some people have used that also to say that prior to Linus mentioning Vanced, Google didn't know about Vanced, which is the most ridiculous statement I've ever seen because they have over 50,000 followers. And if I know about Vanced and random people out there know about Vanced, I guarantee the people who develop YouTube probably also know about Vanced. But people are going to come up with any sort of copium to deal with their situation. At the end of the day, I think the thing that set it off was the NFTs, and that was not a good plan whatsoever. Do not sell NFTs of art that you may own the art. you may have created the art or believe that you own the art. But when it is very, very, what's the word? Iterative? Derivative. Similar. When it's very similar to another piece of art, and you're in the territory of infringing upon someone's copyright, yeah, that's not a good place to be in. Plus, they were using the name YouTube in the sale itself, which is a very big no-no. So when you go on Twitter, you know how there's that thing where you can view your timeline not in order. Basically the wrong way. I'm trying to find my color, it's fine. Yeah, we'll go with that one. We'll go back to pink. Or purple, whatever it is. You can view your timeline basically not in order. I don't know why it's a feature. I don't know why you'd ever want to use it. Because, you know, when you want to go to Twitter, you want to find out what's happening recently. That's sort of the whole purpose of the platform. But Twitter made a change and then rolled it back because it was a dumb change. Twitter rolls back its decision to force you into the out-of-order timeline. I don't know why the out-of-order timeline is genuinely even a thing. Like, why... Do you look at your timeline like it's YouTube? Like, I don't get it. I don't know why anyone uses this. Maybe use it like Reddit. We just want to, like, find out things that are generally popular that are happening recently. I guess you could do that. But, I don't know. It seems like it's a weird idea to try to force on people as being the default. The constant force reversion. I can't read. To the home timeline is Twitter's worst product design in ages. I'm here for the latest tweet, not the greatest tweets. Yeah, that's basically how anybody sensible would look at this. But the funny thing is that I didn't realize this even happened because I don't use the main Twitter client because I have TweetDeck, which is owned by Twitter. That's the funny thing. Like, you have a Twitter, and they bought TweetDeck, and TweetDeck is great. TweetDeck is honestly amazing. I don't know how Twitter has never ruined TweetDeck, but they use the main client basically to test out all of, like, the really dumb features that nobody wants. The addition of the tab is just a waste of space. Yeah, I'm fine with there being a tab. Like, if you want to have if you want to have home be stupid and then latest tweets, whatever. That's fine. I would prefer them to be the other way around. You have latest tweets being home and then call it greatest tweets, for example, or whatever you want to call it. Most interactive, whatever. Most active tweets, whatever you want to call it. It's so sad to see how these companies just don't give a fuck what their users/customers want. The contempt Silicon Valley has for people not in their little bubble is amazing. Greed and contempt, sickening. No, I think most people... Like, here's the thing. Most people using Twitter don't give a shit. Most people using Twitter would see this and be like, oh, okay. That's fine. It works as it is. But as with most issues, there is a lot of really loud people... It turns out loud people are right this time. But there are a lot of really loud people who will yell about everything that's happening. And the end of the chronological feed is why I stopped using Twitter. Go to TweetDeck. It's better. But, what I was saying, not all the time the loud people are right, but there is certainly value in listening to them to at least hear what the complaints are. You don't have to always, I guess, apply that feedback, but you should always be listening to the feedback you are receiving. Let's see what replies we get in here. Let's see how long it takes us to get to porn. Okay, yeah, people complaining about TOS, that makes sense. Most, not some. Most want newest info first. Don't get it twisted. Just let us have the recent tweets first. Shouldn't be that hard. Also, just don't use Twitter on mobile. Like, just stop it. Stop using social media on mobile. You just don't need to. Let's see. Yeah, just people complaining about things that have nothing to do. This is what happens every time with, like, a big tweet. Like, half the comments on it have literally nothing to do with the tweet itself. It's like advertising other things, complaining about the Twitter TOS, doing whatever else they want to be complaining about, but not talking about what's actually going on. Speaking of not talking about what's going on, Twitter did add something in to potentially address that. They've added, with YouTube deleting theirs, they've added a downvote button. I'm trying to find a news story about it. Why are there only stories from 4 weeks ago? It was literally just added. Wait, what? Why are people complaining about it now if it was added? Wait, was it actually added 4 weeks ago and people are just like, just realizing now? I love that people are complaining that it's a Reddit style update. I love that there are people that are so much a zoomer that they think that Reddit created downvotes. Like, they have no idea what actually, like, what's been going on the internet outside of, like, YouTube, Reddit, and Twitter, and they think that's the entire world. Man, just imagine living in that sort of a bubble. I kind of want to for a day. Like, just temporarily. Just like I want to live in the mind of someone like Alex Jones for a day. I think seeing the world from that perspective for a short amount of time would be kind of exciting. But yeah, Twitter now has downvotes, at least on mobile. Once again, yeah, doesn't have them on desktop yet. And once again, I use TweetDeck, so I probably will never see them. There's actually this other implementation that's very similar to TweetDeck that I need to actually go and check out. It's called ModernDeck. And here we go. ModernDeck, a more powerful Twitter experience. Basically, it's like TweetDeck, but open source. Is the developer a furry? Okay, I think, whatever. The developer's probably a furry. And it's styled a lot like the older versions of TweetDeck before Twitter took it over. And I believe it's a lot more themable as well. Just go and follow ModernDeck, actually. Here we go. So, sorry I've been relatively quiet recently. Been dealing with stuff IRL. Going to be working on ModernDeck 9.4. Finished up and ready for release soon. Appreciate everyone's patience. Yeah, I was actually looking at it recently. I hadn't been updated in, like, I think, I want to say 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months or so. And that got me a little bit worried. Because, you know, I wanted to look at this. I wanted to see if it was actually good. But if it was just going to be dead, that's not really worth looking at then. It was looked at by Linux for Everyone. And if she did a bigger picture, here we go. Like, it looks really, really cool. It's, yeah, I'm probably, I'm going to check it out. And if it's decent, yeah, I'm probably going to go and swap to it from using TweetDeck. Because, look, like, TweetDeck's also good. TweetDeck's fine, but if I can use something that's literally just TweetDeck, but open source, why the hell not? Like, why the hell not? I'm not a person who's, like, super dependent on something being open source, but if it's there, I might as well. Like, honestly, I might as well. There's no harm in doing so. What else we got here? Oh, we have this mixer board from Razer. So it's probably not gonna work on Linux. Come on. There's so much cool streamer hardware out there, but so much of it doesn't work on Linux. This is probably gonna require some specific drivers like the GoXLR does. Because, you know, it deals with audio channels and stuff, and, you know, if you don't have your audio channels set up, like, if you don't have drivers to deal with those audio channels, you wouldn't be able to deal with it in any reasonable way. But, hey, it looks cool. It looks like a good alternative to the GoXLR. So this one is $250. And they have a new key light, which is $300. What is their chroma key light? Chroma key light. Is this... Obviously, being a key light, it's a face light. Wait, this is not a... Please tell me it's not a colored face light. It's a colored face light, of course. You know what? Maybe it's not that bad, actually. Does it come with that stand? Or is that a standalone stand? Standalone stand? Standalone stand. All-in-one streamline, custom light spectrum. Doesn't say if it comes with a stand. Oh, tech specs? Tech specs. Overview. This is a really terrible product page. Wow. Oh, okay, the overview is a completely separate page. I thought these were Razer proprietary batteries. Okay, it has an app you can go and modify it with. Those are really thin lights. Jesus. Do the lights come with those stands? Or is it just the lights? I'm going to say they probably don't come with the stands. But they might. Is that a... I have to guess. That's got to be a standard... Yeah, that's got to be a standard light mount. Surely. Surely they wouldn't do something stupid and use a proprietary mount. Let me have a look. Text... It doesn't... Clamp. Wait. No, that... Oh, it does come with that. Oh, that's actually really cool. Wow, that's... You know what? You know what? Maybe 300 isn't... 300 isn't entirely unreasonable. It comes with a really rock-solid looking stand with a ball mount on it, which already this by itself would be a good 50 to 80 bucks, I would say. Then the light, let's see, the 300... What? 300k? Okay. That's at least... That's a little bit too... Well, I think that's still a little bit too orange. I might be mistaken there, but... I might be mistaken. I want a 300k light. White light. Give me 1 second. Color temperature. Color temperature is confusing. White light temperature. What temperature do you want for a white light? Okay, it's actually dead center. Yeah, it's on the... It's on the... Oh, wait, no, I got the scale backwards. I got the scale backwards. Yeah, no, 3,000 is a perfectly functional point for a white light. And then up to 7,000k, which is a lot. 2,800... Fucking hell, that thing... Wait, 2,800 lumen? Fucking hell, okay, that thing... That is actually a pretty substantial light. Jesus. One thing I don't like about, you know, a lot of these more expensive lights is a lot of them use smartphone controls as the only control. I like my hardware controls. You can get, like, if you go the actual, like, photography route with your, like, your lights and stuff, they have hardware controls, but in the gamer space, there is a lot of software controlled stuff, like, a lot of, software and smartphone controlled stuff, which is fine. Like, it's convenient, but I don't want to have to bring out my phone just to go and control my lights. It's always a cool option, but, dimensions, that's not a dimension, that's a weight. Literally neither of those are dimensions. Wait. wait. They put the weight and dimensions in the wrong section. That's beautiful. 360 mil by 2... Fucking hell, that's a big light. Like, it looked big from, you know, where it was, but I didn't realize it was that big. That's a massive light. That's actually, I don't think it has a light diffuser on it, though. But you probably build up something pretty easily with that. That's actually probably not a ridiculous price, all things considered. I never used... I forgot Razer made a phone. I've never actually used Razer's lights. I've been using my... I can grab one of them now. These are very, very... Actually, I'll grab... You know, I'll grab this one. These are very, very entry lights, but they function. And that's what matters with your lights. Who cares if they do much else, as long as they produce the good light. There we go. Don't take the the mount with it. There we go. Oh, I'm blind now. Here we go. My Niwa 176s. These are very not 360 mil. Actually, you know what? Do I have a ruler around here? Actually, you know what? Yeah, this is about. I would say this is about the same size as those lights. This is my light, okay? Just so you understand how stupid that light is. This is my light. That's roughly how big one of those would be. I think it'd be a bit higher this way. That's fucking massive. That's actually ridiculous. Can we even... Oh, I could mount them here. I'm not gonna buy them. Because I don't like... When I buy whatever tech I want to buy, I like doing heavy research on it first. I'm not just gonna buy it because, you know, name brand. That's not the sort of thing I do. So hey, if they end up actually being genuinely good lights, you know, maybe I'll change it at some point. But I don't know. I don't really like the idea of having colored lights on my face anyway. I prefer having a more... I like my face being lit up in a somewhat natural way. Having, like, natural colors on my face and then lights in the background. But I guess if you're an e-girl and you have cat earphones, maybe you want to have lights on your face. I don't know. But fuck, wait, 2800 lumens with a blue light would be genuinely ridiculous. Like, that is actually stupid how bright that is. I want to say that's brighter than the old, like, stupid setup I was using before. Like, I used to have a lamp. Can I reach it from here? It's under the bed somewhere. I used to light up my backdrop. You can probably find this in my... I wonder if I can find it in my early videos, actually. I light up my backdrop using these really, really cheap, really, really sketch lamps. They were potential fire hazards, and I shouldn't have been using them, but, I was. So, it is what it is. We'll go to my channel, we'll find it like that. Don't play the video. Here we go. Scrolling down a bit, let's see if we can find it. But yeah, I think they were, I want to say they were 2800 lumen globes. So they sort of completely, you don't, okay, here's the thing with a light like that. I don't run my lights at full brightness. I actually want to check how bright they are for a second. Niwa 176s. Do we have a description on how many lumens it is? Oh, okay, so for the record, my lights are 5600K. I thought it was lower than that. Brightness. Give me the brightness. Do we have a brightness in lumens? In lumens, thank you. Oh, no, it's not high. It was not 5600K. It has... You can change... I feel you can change the color temperature with these filters. Oh. Wait, what? Wait, 1320 lux. What does that translate to in lumen? Oh god, I don't know lighting terminology. Let's find out. 1320 lux in lumen. Lumens to lux conversion. Okay. So I guess 1320. Oh god, this is very complex. Okay. Either way, generally, yeah, this is really complex. Generally, you don't run lights at 100%. Am I using them here? This is 9 months ago. To have these... 9 months ago, I had the lights that I'm using now. What the hell? When was I using the old lights? How long have I had these now? I really didn't think it was that long. What the hell? Here? No. I only have one there? Wait. Oh, wait, I think we have the old lights here. A year ago. These were very bad thumbnails a year ago. Wow. I don't think I'm gonna find one where you can actually see the light. That's the problem. Anyway, I had this lamp behind me using a smart globe. That's what that entire sidetrack was for. That would be kind of crazy. That, you know what? Maybe they're great lights. I might have to look at a review of them afterwards, see if they are any good. I'm not buying them because they're very expensive. I don't like expensive stuff. If I can find something that's like 80% or 70% as good for, you know, $200 less, I might be up for it. I don't think I'm going to change out my key lights, though, for when I go and move. I don't really see any reason to go and do that. Like, my backlights, absolutely. I'm going to have a whole different setup. But key lights probably going to stay the same. Actually, that's a fucking crazy clamp as well. That is a really overkill clamp for what's being held here. Is that bar made of solid steel? Why the fuck is the clamp so big? Wait, what? Why is that the clamp? Like, I'm not gonna knock her like a solid mount, but like, why the hell is that? Why are they using a clamp that big for that? You don't need that. That could be held with like, you could probably hold that there with 2 pegs. Whatever works, I guess. I guess at the end of the day, whatever works. $250. This is regarding the mixer board they have. $250 is a lot for a 4-channel mixer from a company that doesn't have any experience with professional audio gear. You're not paying for the quality. You're not paying for the 4 mixers. You're paying for a Razer product. Oh, it actually has XLR in. That's actually surprising. You can get the same thing for like $60. Incredibly funny that even the mixer has rainbow RGB lights. Yes, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for that. You're paying for. Does it have motorized sliders? Slider. 4 sliders. Does it have motorized sliders? It doesn't seem to have motorized sliders. You know what? Screw it. Go buy a Go XLR. It has motorized sliders. They're actually really cool. Like, you can actually save different profiles, and it will automatically go and move the sliders for you, which is kind of insane. And sort of makes sense for why it costs so much. I also don't think this has a bleep button. Which also means probably shouldn't buy it. When the Go XLR the Go XLR has a lot of features to it that make sense. Wait, is that a bleep button? Might be a bleep button. Bleep. Bleep. Fuck. Can't see it. It might be a bleep button. Nothing will ever replace my iPhone and Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. Yup. That's actually a solid setup. For lighting, I have a variety of eclectic lava lamp. You know what? That's actually a pretty insane setup. Speaking of audio gear, it would be cool to see audio gear reviews on The Verge. Also really enjoy the 2 inputs on my Focusrite for podcasting with a friend, guest, or co-host, because everybody needs a podcast. I'm saying this as doing a podcast. No one watches it. The marketing photos are so contrived. There is no streamer that would be wearing cat ear headset and not have a stack of Funko Pops on her desk. Yes, people who have good taste in figures. People who like little figures, but then they go and buy, you know, Nendoroids because they actually have fucking taste. No, you don't buy Funko Pops. Stop buying Funko Pops. They're shit. There's a wait, I don't think I've shown this Twitter account before. Funko Pop versus Nendoroid. There's a Twitter account for this. There's also a subreddit, I think. Yeah, Nendo versus Funko. Here we go. Not all of them are real, but they haven't updated in a while. In a long while. But basically it shows the different, how different characters would look as both a Nendo and also a Funko. And, there is not a single time, for the record, in case you do not know, Funko Pops are the one on the right. They're really not. Some of them are really bad. Like, what is this? This is not great content for the audio listeners, but basically, Funko Pops all look shit. Like, really, really, really bad. I don't think there is... I genuinely don't think there is a... the Charmander here is so... And the Squirtle I kind of like because it looks really dumb. The Charmander actually is kind of terrifying. But I don't think there is a single Funko Pop that has ever been created which looks good. And I don't get why people buy them. I genuinely don't. I will never get it. But if you want to waste your money on stuff, that's fine. I also waste my money on plastic, just better looking plastic. At the end of the day, though, we are both wasting our money on plastic. On that note, I think I've got a figure that should be coming out soon that I need to pay for. But they haven't sent me an email to pay for it yet. I think it comes out this month. I don't remember. Here's the thing. I sometimes order a figure and then just forget that I ordered it. And then I get an email like a year later being like, hey, time to pay for this figure. Like, what the who? What character is this? I don't even remember what I bought. I haven't bought any in a while just because I don't have really, much space left here. I've sort of got the maximal amount of figure to shelf ratio right now, but at some point that will end up changing. Since we're on the topic of anime anyway, this Sunday I'm actually gonna go watch the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie, the prequel movie to the very, very beloved anime that came out. When did it come out? When did Jujutsu Kaisen come out? When did it come out? Now, let's find out. I've lost all track of time. I genuinely don't know when anything's happened. Fuck, that was... Wait, what? October 30th to May 2021. Really? Wow, okay. Anyway, great series. I recommend that everybody goes and watch that. It has an absolutely banger opening. Mappa did a genuinely incredible job, which is not something I can say for Mappa of all their history. They've got a lot of really good series, but they've had some not great. Tact is not great, but then they have things like the latest season of Attack on Titan. They started off with Zankyo no Terror, which I recommend everybody goes and watch. It's a genuinely good series. They did go to high school. I didn't know that. I haven't seen that yet. Yuri on Ice, great series. Banana Fish, great series. Kakegurui, Inuyashiki, Zombieland Saga. Like, they have a really mixed bag. Like, they've done some really, really hardcore shonen stuff, and then they've done, like... They've done Banana Fish. Actually, then they've done Yuri on Ice. And they're doing fucking Chainsaw Man soon, which is... I'm excited for. I'm quite excited for. I know basically nothing about Chainsaw Man, but I've heard really good things about it. Also, they worked on fucking TQ. Like, this is Mappa. Mappa just does whatever Mappa wants to do. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen because I haven't seen the new movie yet. Actually, is Mappa doing the movie? Who is doing the movie? Yeah, of course, Mappa. Okay, makes sense. Okay. No. Black Clover is getting a movie, which I'm kind of surprised it is. But I guess it is still a fairly large manga, even though the anime is over now. Because the anime, it caught up with the manga, and they didn't... I guess they want to do, like, a bunch of filler arcs like Naruto did, where Naruto... Like, the ending of the original Naruto series was, like, I think 100 consecutive episodes of nothing but filler. Which is... I'm not a person who's against filler, but when you have really bad filler, like Naruto has had, it does get very, very, very draining. So I'm kind of happy they decided to take a break instead and just wait. But now we are getting a movie, and I don't know where the manga is at this point, but considering that we are getting a movie, I'm guessing the latest arc is over now. I'm gonna check. Let's find out. We'll go to the wiki. Maybe spoilers about things I'm gonna say. So, Keep that in mind. Let's see. Let's go to the chapters and volumes section. If we go to the latest one, it looks like it's a different arc. Do we have an arc list? Give me an arc list, please. Arc list, please. No arc list? Arc list? Maybe? Can I just look up Black Clover arcs and that will find it? Maybe it will. Black Clover arcs. There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. List of story arcs. Oh, there is a link on the wiki. It's just not in a sensible location. So that's the Heart Kingdom Joint Struggle arc. That is the... Okay, so... Yeah, the anime started on the Spade Kingdom Raid arc, but it didn't finish it. We finished after one of the major fights. I'm guessing... Well, the movie's not coming out until 2023. The movie's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a filler movie, or it's going to be coming out so long after this arc, or after this arc started, that it should be done. Because they've shown a very small amount. So it's very possible that they're sort of waiting it out. But we'll see what ends up happening. The mass. Are we still in the arc? Yeah, okay, we are still in the arc. I guess it is. I thought maybe it just hadn't been updated properly. Yeah. Wait, it's like 50 chapters after... Wait, there's a bunch of chapters after. We're still fighting the same dude. Oh, God, okay. I can see why they've taken a... I can see why there's a break that's been taken. I have my doubts, but hey, if it does end up getting a screening in Australia, I'm without a doubt going to go and see it. Anytime there is like a good anime movie that gets a screening here, I definitely have to go and see it. Usually we don't get a lot of good ones. A lot of stuff ends up getting skipped over. But when there is something good, it does end up having to get watched. Hopefully, it gets screenings in, you know, the cinema that is near me. And not, the last time I went was fucking in Marion, which is the other side of the city. So, a long drive away. And because of the time we go, like, it's not peak hour, but it's still in the busy period of the day. So, it's just not a fun driving experience to get there. Speaking of I'm really bad at segues, how much money would you spend on a ThunderBolt dock? Would it be $100, $300, $500, maybe $1,000? Would you spend $2,900, I guess, on a ThunderBolt 3 dock, which comes with a 16 terabyte SSD? Now, let's go and check how much a 16 terabyte SSD actually costs. I have no idea. 16 terabyte SSD. I didn't even know you could get SSDs that big. Yeah, let's go to Amazon, sure. That's a 16 ter... You can get a 16... Hold up! You can get a 16 terabyte hard disk for $440 in the US? What? So I guess that would be like $650 in Australia. That's what the hell? That's so much storage. Give me SSDs. 4 terabyte for 400. Can I not even buy a 16 terabyte? eBay. 16. Okay, I don't. You know, I don't think that a 16 terabyte high-speed, solid-state mobile external SSD hard drive disk is $24. I'm gonna have to say that it's probably not. Okay, here we go. Here's actually something that's real. 15.36 terabyte Seagate Nitro. Haven't heard of that before. 32 $32.99.99. That, you know what? If you need a 16 terabyte SSD, this might not be the worst way to get one. Is this like when the cheapest Blu-ray? Yes, cheapest Blu-ray player, and I guess cheapest DVD player as well at the time, was buying either a PlayStation 2 for the DVDs or a PS3 for the Blu-rays. Is that what this is? Or am I just not able to find 16 terabyte SSDs? That's such a stupid amount of storage, though. You can get a more reasonable version at $500. That comes with a minuscule 2 terabyte SSDs, but you're not poor. You want to buy the $2,900 one. What do we actually have on it? So we have separate headphone microphone jack. Okay. Full SD slot. USB 3.2, USB 3.2 Type-C, Thunderbolt, obviously, Thunderbolt PD. I'm not sure what that is. Thunderbolt 3 port. PD is... Oh, is that power data? Is that what that stands for? I'm guessing it does. I'm going to check it. We're going to check it. Thunderbolt PD. Is that supposed to be DP, not PD? Can I not read? No, it does definitely say PD. There is Thunderbolt DP, which is DisplayPort. What is Thunderbolt PD? Thunderbolt 3 dual 4K... Wait, is this the same product? No, it's a different product. Dual 4K docking station for laptops with PD. What the fuck is... Oh! Is it power delivery? USB power. That actually makes a lot of sense then. Okay, so that's for charging a laptop or something like that. Right. Full-size Ethernet. 2 more USB 3.2 ports. A full-size display port. Doesn't say what version, which is weird. And then a AC adapter jack. So this would be how you power the device, and then you can, I guess, siphon power from that into charging your laptop or whatever it is you want to charge. For $2,900, that's a pretty bare IO, to be completely frank. I guess it does come with a 16 terabyte SSD, but, like, I'm pretty sure you can get, like, a lot more ports than this for a lot less money than this and still get a reasonably large SSD. Let's see what people say. It's more expensive than a 16-inch MacBook Pro. Does the 16-inch MacBook Pro come with a 16 terabyte SSD? It's a fair point. No, but it has a screen, a CPU, keyboard, all of which are marginally useful. Well, this has a CPU. It's there to control the SSD. Sure, but what if you need a very large amount of SSD storage? 16 terabytes of SSD storage is going to be expensive no matter what you're buying that includes it. In fairness, Apple charges $2,200 for the 8 terabyte option on their MacBook Pro. Fucking hell. The real question isn't the price, it's whether the SSD is accessible and replaceable. That's the question. I haven't actually confirmed that this, as there isn't technical details that I saw on the Sabrent, I'm going to say Sabrent website, but I'm guessing it is using off-the-shelf components for the SSD. I wouldn't even fucking buy 6... I couldn't even find one when I was looking for it. I saw a 16 terabyte external SSD on Ali for $100. 2 terabyte, $30. So I guess they hand soldiered the transistors. Please go ahead and buy that 16 terabyte SSD for $100. Can you even buy 1 terabyte for $100? I don't think so. 1 terabyte SSD. I'm pretty sure they're still above $100. No, okay. Sorry, I thought it was fucking $25. No, you can get a 120 gig SSD in Australia for $25? What? That's insane. Man, I remember when these were $100. Fucking hell. Man, Jesus Christ. Okay. 113 Australian. Okay. So US, yes. Australia, no. That's so cheap. What? Wait, no. How big is? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, holy shit. I thought it was a $19 M.2 drive. No, it's a $19 M.2 drive cooler. 128 gig SSD. It's from a brand I've never heard of, but even so, that's so cheap. Fucking hell. So no, I don't think you're getting 16 terabytes for $100. Fucking idiot. And wait, 2 terabytes for $30. Surely some people have to have, like, they have to realize what they're buying. Like, you're buying an enclosure. You can buy a $100 enclosure, no doubt. I am absolutely certain that there are $100 16 terabyte SSD enclosures. I don't think there are $100 16 terabyte SSDs though. That one I'm gonna have to say no to. Speaking of saying no to, Microsoft is saying no to Halo on the Steam Deck, which surprises nobody whatsoever. So it's not like Halo isn't going to work on the Steam Deck. But they will not be addressing the anti-cheat issues, optimizing it, anything like that to make it play more nicely on the Steam Deck. So pretty much you're on your own, which, considering that it's Microsoft Game Studios, it makes sense. Like, why would they optimize it? It would certainly be great if they did, and Microsoft doesn't seem to do anything to make their games not work on Linux. Anti-cheat is different, but when it comes to, like, single-player games, from my understanding, everything that is available on Steam from Microsoft works perfectly fine under Linux. Maybe not perfectly fine, though. Which is all you need. That's all you need. I would certainly like to see Microsoft, you know, want more people to buy their games. It doesn't really matter what platform they're on. But, hey, why would Microsoft Game Studios or Xbox Game Studios, whatever they're called, support the Steam Deck? Like, why would they do that? But you can you can run Game Pass. You can play multiplayer through Game Pass. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whatsoever. And you can what is it? Like, any sort of, like, streaming PC stuff, you can play it perfectly fine. It's just running it on the device itself. You know, unless you go and install Windows on it. Like, doing Windows is obviously going to be different, but yeah. Actually, speaking of Windows, I do have a Steam Deck Windows topic. So, from day one, you are technically able to install Windows on the Steam Deck. When the device first came out, though, you didn't want to, because there were no drivers. There were no GPU drivers, there were no Wi-Fi, there were no Bluetooth, and no GPU, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, SD card reader. But that one's not as big of a deal. You can still use the internal storage. It's just like, if you buy the lowest tier model, you just won't have that much storage. I don't think you can even install Halo if you don't have an SD card, because you don't have enough. How big is Halo? Let's say Halo Infinite. Actually, no, we'll say Halo MCC. How big is the Halo MCC? No, okay, well, nope. It is 100 gig. So if you had a bottom tier Steam Deck, you wouldn't be able to install it without the SD card drivers. I guess if you had the 256 or 512, yeah, you'll be fine. But this one, no, definitely not. Definitely not. Yes. So now, I guess as of a couple of days ago, Microsoft did release, Valve did release drivers for the Steam Deck on Windows, but they're not actually going to be supporting Windows. So basically the idea here is the drivers are available. You can use them, you can install Windows, you can do whatever you want. but you're basically on your own at that point. We're not going to help you. We're not going to support it. We're not going to, probably not even going to optimize it, to be completely honest. They're just going to let you use it if you want to, and that's the end of that. I would like, you know, a good setup. I would like it to be, it works really well, and that's the end of that. But it's just not going to happen, is it? Like, that's the thing. It's not going to happen. Why would... The same reason why Microsoft isn't going to support Halo on the Steam Deck, why would Valve go and, you know, heavily support Windows on the Steam Deck either? Why... Like, they've got a Linux-based OS here. Why would they go and put all that effort they've put into making Linux work well into modifying Windows, applying patches, things like that? Why would they do that? The answer is they probably wouldn't, because it doesn't really make any sense to really do so. So, you can install it, you can use it, you can do whatever you want with it, but if you install Windows, that is a you problem. So do not come to us with any of your problems, because we cannot fix them. Because while we can make drivers, and we can make the drivers better, we can make the UI better, we can do all of this stuff, we can't fix Windows. We can't do that. We can modify it to some extent, but at the end of the day, it is still Windows, so any Windows problems which exist, that's why we didn't use Windows. That's why we shipped the device with a modified Linux. But you're gonna do it anyway, so here, have the drivers. You don't complain to this. Like, I think that's the main reason they released them. So they release them so people don't whine at them that they can't install Windows. Or they can install Windows, but they don't have drivers. Because I'm sure that's what would have happened. They'd be like, oh, we can install Windows. You said we can install Windows, but there are drivers, so we can't use Wi-Fi or GPU or meh. So just to appease those people and make them have somewhat of a functional experience, give them something. I actually watched Linus's video recently on Windows on the Steam Deck, and there's a lot of games that just don't perform very well now, do they? So Windows on the Steam Deck. So a lot of games that are like dropping half the frame rate. Like, they're running about half as well, and it's kind of insane. Let's see if we can find some benchmarks. I know there are benchmarks in this video. The question is if I can find them. Here, oh, they're in the benchmark section. That would make a lot of sense now, wouldn't it? Benchmarks, here we go. So this is Hitman 3. This is running SteamOS. This is running Windows 10. So SteamOS, it's getting this is on medium settings at 1280 by 800. 34 FPS as your average. 95th percentile 8, and your 99th percentile 6. I probably would drop the game to low. To be completely frank, I would drop the game to low just to get it to... You might not get it to 60, but you'll probably get it closer. And it wouldn't really... I would leave AA on. AA is sort of a requirement at this point. I can't look at games without AA. But I would probably do low. I know medium is what Valve has been pushing as the settings that you can play the game on, but just for my personal experience, low's probably going to be a better experience. Doom Eternal runs fucking exception. I'm sorry. It runs at 60 FPS on Ultra? What do you mean? Wait, seriously? That game is insanely optimized on Linux. I didn't realize it ran that well. What the hell? Granted, it is at 1280 by 800, but even so... in this case as well, though, dropped 14 FPS, which is probably because the drivers exist, but they are not as optimized as what exists over on the over on the Linux side, which, why would they be? But fucking hell. I want to see more, like, extensive benchmarks. I actually wonder. Surely by this point, someone's done benchmarks. Steam Deck benchmarks. Let's see how stupid it performs. Steam Deck benchmarks show 60 FPS gaming experience with reasonable eye candy. Okay, this is... Oh my god, this is not a benchmark. You've just... Come on. Tom's Hardware, you know how to do benchmarks. Surely someone's benchmarked it. Boiling Steam, have you benchmarked it? You say you've benchmarked it, but have you actually benchmarked it unlike Tom's Hardware? Portal 2 is a really weird one to include. Wait. This is from Linus's video. Of course Linus benchmarked. You know what? We'll look at Linus's numbers. So, Steam Deck Auto. Oh god, what is this? Oh, I've got... There we go. Now we can... I had my... It was cutting off the bottom of my screen. So this is Devil May Cry 5 on medium with FXAA plus TAA. Average 886. Why do they change their bar colors so often? I don't know. Wow. That's crazy. Consider it only has a 60 hertz screen, I guess. Yeah, you know what? I would bring it down probably to at least here. I don't know, maybe crank some of the visual fidelity, give it a slightly more visually appealing experience. But that's kind of crazy. So what else do we have? Ghost Runner 2. I don't actually know what that game is. What? Wait, what is Dead? Huh? Wait, what? What happened with Dead Cells? Wait, what happened with... They're all running at a ridiculous frame rate, 140. But why did this one... Why did the One X player shoot up to 450 when here it's way lower? What? What is the One X player? I'm gonna go and watch Linus' video after this. One X player. That's actually... Okay. That is a very gamery looking device. At the end of the day, like this, it performed at 140 FPS, which is way more than you need on the Steam Deck for playing Dead Cells. Like 60 is the cap of the screen, so anything above that is perfect. But that's really weird how that happened. Surely they mentioned that as an anomaly. I don't know why it wasn't mentioned. It wasn't mentioned here. Seemed really strange why you wouldn't mention that. What is the 3 hour 21 running Ghost Runner on for your battery test? Wow. Wow. That's not crazy, but like, you know, you're gaming on a handheld. You don't like PC gaming on a handheld. You don't really expect the battery to be incredibly insanely long. 3 hours is more... It's not perfect. For most situations, though, it's more than enough. I guess for a road trip, you probably want it to be more than that, but... So how long did a DS last? Nintendo DS. Battery life. Battery life. Yeah, here we go. 10 hours. You know... You're never gonna get that without having like a fucking giant ass battery the size of the Steam Deck on the back of the Steam Deck. You weren't gonna get 10 hours, but hey, I can always dream. I can dream about, you know, insane batteries on handheld PCs, but size constraints, you know, physics, all these limitations you have to deal with, but 3 hours is respectable. It is. And I guess if you turn it down to low as well, like if you really wanted the battery to last longer, limit it to 30 FPS, turn the battery, turn the settings down to low, and just let it sort of coast. You could probably push out, if it's hitting 3.5 hours on medium, you can probably do, maybe if you're doing like light indie gaming or playing modernish, like modern AAA games on low, I wouldn't be surprised if you could push 4 hours. Maybe 4.5. Like, I haven't done the benchmarks. I don't know. I don't have a Steam Deck to test it with, but I wouldn't be surprised if you could push 4 hours. What does Valve say the battery life is? The Steam Deck, okay, 6+ hours if you're playing less graphically demanding games like Celeste. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you can push it far longer than I can I thought. Oh, there's also brightness controls. Someone got 8.5 hours off of the Steam Deck? What? Wait, with Dead Cells running. What an absolute legend. Was he actually playing the game? That's the question. Because if you just have it standing there with a static screen, like, you're not having to render extra elements or anything like that. If that's all you're doing, it's basically the equivalent of running, like, a complex wallpaper. But if you're actually playing the game, maybe running a benchmark or something like that, that's actually impressive. 8 hours is a good road trip battery. And you can't replace the battery on the Steam Deck, so I guess you couldn't do that either. Imagine if it did have, like, replaceable batteries, like the, you know, like, I don't know, maybe not obviously exactly like this, but, like, a battery like light batteries have you. They just, like, slot in the back. They're just, like, maybe they could exist as a hand rest. You'd have this giant-ass battery, like, you know, fucking 4 of these chained together. Like, maybe another 2 of these off to the side here. And you just, like, slide it in. See, I think that would just be cool. It would destroy the water resistance, absolutely. And what rating does it have? I don't know. But, hey, it would be cool. It would be cool. Steam Deck waterproof. Water. What is the waterproof rating? Does anyone know? Did anyone test it? Do they claim it has any water resistance whatsoever? If you want to bathe with a 40-watt battery, I'm not going to stop you. Imagine bathing plus gaming. Imagine not doing that. Does anyone know? Don't wet your deck. True. What about swabbing my poop deck? Haha, get it? It's funny because poop deck. No, it's a PC. Right, but you can build a PC that has a certain level of water resistance. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think Valve has ever stated a level of water resistance. Steam Deck review, it's not ready from The Verge. Early access memories. That seems to be a fairly consistent take. Like, the hardware is great, but the software, yeah, buggy unfinished software. Noisy fan almost never stops whining. It's a PC running in a fucking handheld. Of course has an annoying fan. Why wouldn't it? Some of the most popular games still don't work. Apex Legends works now. It didn't wait when this review came out. Doubles as a full Linux PC as a good stuff. What is the good stuff? Powerful, high-quality hardware at an unheard price? Absolutely, no doubt. Infinitely customizable controls makes decades of games playable. That's just Steam input. That's just Steam input. Easily let you balance performance and battery drain. That actually does seem to be a pretty good benefit. Suspend and resume games. That's actually really cool as well. Here we go. What do the comments say? Usually they're comments on The Verge. No, I need a second I need a second opinion. You need someone to tell you it's not buggy despite all the evidence. Everyone seems to be pretty much in agreement that the the software is probably the main thing holding it back. Not necessarily Linux itself, but some of the inconsistencies with the Steam Deck UI. There are obviously problems with Linux and Proton, especially Proton. Like Proton, it's gotten really good, but like there's still a lot of games out there. It's my favorite example, Persona 5 Strikers, which does not play nicely whatsoever. I think at this stage, Strikers crashes. I think you can get through the main menu. I'm pretty sure you can get through the main menu. This person, it crashes when you enter your name. So just past the main menu. This person crashed creating a save file. This one crashed on the main menu. Yeah, it's not. Persona 5 Strikers is not in a good situation. It's very much it's kind of fucked. It's kind of fucked. But hey, luckily there's other games you can play it on console if you want to as well. Speaking of consoles, can you buy PS5 yet? Let's find out. Probably not. PS5 Australia. I'm gonna say a big no on that one. Wait, there's a Twitter account called PS5 Stock Alert Australia. That's actually a really useful account. I'm going to follow it. Who are they following? Let's find out. EB Games Australia, Wait, they're following another one that does the exact same thing. PlayStation Australia, Press Start Australia, Xbox Series... Wait, there's another... I guess they run... they must run this account then. Xbox Series X, Stock Alerts Australia, PlayStation DB, and the Gamesmen, which I guess is a store? Where do they exist? Oh my god, that is an incredible building. Where is this? They're in Sydney. Okay, if I ever find myself in over in Penshurst, I'm gonna go check this place out. That is such a cool looking building. Man. Do they just exist there? Let's find out. Gamesmen.com.au. And they have an online store. They have an online store. Wait, how do they... I wonder what their prices are like compared to Oz Game Shop. If they're good, I might have to shop here. Okay, let's find some random game. Persona 5, we'll say. So, Royal, sure. Persona 5 Royal Launch Edition. $99.95. You know, I like that you're an independent store with, you know, a physical store and all that, but oh my god, I don't think I want to pay that. Persona 5 Royal. Man. Why did it not show anything for Persona 5 Royal? You know, I don't think I want to pay $100 for a game that came out. When did Royal come out? P5 Royal. 2019. It's selling at full price in 2022. You know, I think I might just buy it from Ozgame. I know they have a physical store, and physical store they have their like requirements, but man, that's so expensive. Like, that's genuinely insane. Like, there's a reason why I don't shop at places like EB Games. I will only buy it from EB Games if it's secondhand, because their retail prices and the retail prices of most of the stores out there in Australia is probably the same in the US as well. Like, you'll buy a 2-year-old game, and they're trying to charge retail price for it, which I guess in the US is 60, 70. Has it gone up? I don't know. I'm going to guess it's still $60. Maybe it's 70 now. Because EB Games is GameStop. So I imagine the US and Canada has GameStop as well, I want to say. Or is it EB Games there? I think it's... No, it might be EB Games in Canada. I imagine all of these companies under the same banner. Basically, operate under the same sort of practices. But it is what it is, and hey, I guess if you really don't like the prices, there are other means that you can acquire games as well. I'm not a big fan of doing that for current generation, but do whatever you want. It's your life. I don't really care. Speaking of things that... Segue. Bone conduction. I don't understand these earphones. Or earphones? Bone conduction, open ear, whatever they want to call them. So, this random pair of bone conduction, I don't even know if you want to call them open ear headphones, what they call them, okay, is $20 off, which is $110 in the US, which is not actually that expensive. But I've never actually tried these bone conduction, what do you call them? Open ear headphones. I want to, though. I think they would be... I don't know what the sound quality is like. I don't know how they work. Something about conducting vibrations through your skull or something. So you can still hear, like, the outside world, because you don't have something like, you know, plugging your ears, but you can also hear the audio, like, through your bones. I don't know. I don't get it. Something science. If someone has tried bone conduction open ear headphones and you want to let me know how they work or how they sound, obviously it'd be different depending on the device, but just generally how the tech, sort of how you feel about the tech, I would love to know. I would genuinely love to know, and I'm probably going to try them out at some point anyway. You know, if I end up buying a pair, I might just make a video on them and be like, you know what, this has nothing to do with my channel whatsoever. I'm just going to talk about bone conduction because I like cool things. Speaking of cool things, this guy liked to do cool things. Chinese customs arrests man dubbed the walking CPU for smuggling 160 CPUs taped to his body. Firstly, that's impressive. Now, I don't know if they are if they are LGA chips or if they oh my god, that's actually terrifying. Wait, which way did he have them attached? So they're Intel 11th gen and 12th gen. Is Intel still using... Wait, Intel... Does Intel still have pins on their sockets? Wait, no, sorry. AMD is the one with pins in their sockets. Okay, no, this is better. If they were AMD chips, this would be a problem, because then you have to work out, like, which way do you actually attach them to yourself? Do you attach the spikes into you and, you know, potentially break the pins, or attach them out and then potentially break the pins on your clothing? But considering they are Intel CPUs, the pins are on the motherboard, it's far less of an issue. But yeah, he duct taped 160 CPUs and 16 cell phones. How do you have enough body space under your how much land, like, body space would it take up to attach 160 CPUs to you? Also, how do you do that? Do you do it yourself, or do you have someone helping you? This was $50,000 of CPUs. It was so one of the CPUs they showed was an i5 12600KF, which is about $300. So this could be $50,000 of CPUs. Jesus. Why? I don't understand. Chinese customs agents are apparently on a bit of a PC part hot streak, as this comes after agents intercept nearly 6,000 GPUs being smuggled into the country. Are these stolen GPUs? These stolen CPUs? Why are they being smuggled? What purpose is there to smuggling CPUs? Oh, is there there might be some sort of import fee that is you have to pay. That's so weird. Of all the things you could smuggle, like, you know, drugs. Why? Why Intel 11th and 12th gen CPUs? It is kind of a good prison story, though. It is kind of a good prison story. Like, yeah, why are you here? Well, I murdered 10 people. Oh, yeah, you know, I crashed my car into someone else's out of pure hatred. Oh, what about you, new guy? Oh, you know, I've got a pretty dark history. I smuggled $50,000 worth of Intel CPUs into China or out of China. Which way was he going? Also, my lights started flashing for some reason. I don't know why. Like my charger for my lights. Was it into or out of? It to his body. Okay, he was smuggling. Wait, no, this other guy was smuggling them in. I'm guessing he was smuggling them in as well. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Speaking of things that are dumb, though, Australia, and specifically Australia's rating board. So I've never played this game called RimWorld, but RimWorld has been removed from Steam in Australia. This happened about 10 days ago, and the reason why it was removed is because they basically released the weird details here. They released another version of it. I think they released like another console version or something. Where's the detail? Give me the details. Probably wouldn't affect. Yeah, I think they released another version of it. So because they released another version, that ended up leading to it having to go through the classification board, because apparently games still get digital games still get classified, even though nowhere on the product pages is the classification ever mentioned. So Steam just doesn't give a shit about the classification. But yeah, it got refused classification, making it illegal to sell in Australia due to the way it deals with matters of sex, drug misuse, or addiction, crime, cruelty, violence, or revolting or abhorrent phenomena in such a way that they offend against the standards of morality, decency, and propriety generally accepted by reasonable adults. We have an 18+ rating in Australia. The 18+ rating in Australia does not mean shit, because we get games that are not that graphic, nothing really that crazy about them. We just occasionally get them not classified because the classification board does not realize that there is an 18+ rating and doesn't know what an 18+ rating is. This is a country, right? Okay. This is a country that, at least back when I was playing it, gave Call of Duty a 15+ rating. Isn't it in the US it's got a 18+? Classification. I want to say that a lot of the Call of Duty games, yeah, in the US it's got a PEGI 18 rating. In Australia, it's got a MA 15 rating. Like basically, I think pretty much every single game. Yeah, pretty much every single game has an MA 15 rating. So we have a country where you can play a war game at 15. Every single war game has an MA 15 rating. All of them. I don't know of a single one that has an 18+ rating. So you can do that. But the second you introduce drug use or anything related to sex, they mention crime as well. Don't fucking bullshit. None of the none of the GTA games been a problem. Cruelty, don't bullshit with that either. The problem is specifically sex and drugs. Like, those are the only things that ever get considered when it has to do, with one exception. One of the Mortal Kombat games, where you tear out spines. But even so, 18+ rating, it's fine in the US, and fine everywhere else. But Australia, we live in the fucking 1800s, I guess. But yeah, anything to do with sex and drugs, that's when you start to get into the territory of Australia might just decide to completely arbitrarily decide that the game is just not going to be rated. which is funny because it's not like you just can't play the game. All you're doing is all you are doing is making it so people pirate the game. That's all you're doing. For those wondering why it's getting different treatment to Disco Elysium, the short answer is the Steam Deck. Right, the Steam Deck came out, so there was that to be considered. The use of the words reasonable adults as a criteria is already pretty damn vague. Oh, no, what it means is specifically the classification board. You can't even redeem third-party keys in Australia now. This is a troubling development. Yeah, just pirate the game. Like, that's what the classification board is telling you. They want you to pirate the game. I don't want you to pirate the game. I want you to support these developers. But the classification board does not want you to give them money. I suppose a game where you make furniture out of human skin would offend a board of thin-skinned individuals. Why would it? They don't have enough to make a decent share. It's a fair point. So a few Karens on a review board get to decide what's morally acceptable for an entire nation. Exactly. Who would have thought of Australia and Canada would be leading the charge in Western authoritarianism? Have you been to Australia and Canada? Selling human body organs in RimWorld for pemmican and weapons is bad. That's not... No, that has nothing to do with it. That has literally nothing to do with it. It is specifically drug use. There's almost never a situation unless it is extremely graphic in the case of say Mortal Kombat, where like gratuitous violence is the problem. Left 4 Dead was also an exception years ago as well. LOL and Lamau, shut the fuck up. This is also the reason why the drugs whenever Fallout started introducing drugs into their games, that's why they have like these weird names, because of countries like Australia where they're fine with it. Like, there was a point where you would play Fallout and you'd be shooting up heroin. Like, that was actually going to be a thing in history, but they decided to remove that and replace it with, like, you know, the fantasy drugs they have to get around that problem. Couldn't happen to a nicer game dev. The dev initially coded the game as not having bisexual men because, and I quote here, every bi man I've known has ultimately... What? Okay, sure. Sure. Ban unless you've already bought it or got it through other means. Australian government advocating piracy. Yes, absolutely. I think the classification board thinks that we still live in the 90s, and if they say something isn't allowed, that means that there's no easy way to get it. We don't. Anyone who wants to play the game now has basically full license to pirate it. You can say, oh, it's been classified, they shouldn't allow pirate it. Nope, doesn't matter. They are not allowed to acquire the game through any means. They're going to do it anyway. If they want it, they're going to play the game. You can't stop them. It's not going to happen, because that's not what the classification board does. It's not what it does. They just slap numbers on it, slap letters on it, and some people occasionally pay a little bit of attention, but generally not. Somehow I have gone basically this entire podcast without talking about FF14. So you know what? We're going to end off the podcast with a 14 story. So I have been playing a lot of healer recently. I've been playing a lot of White Mage. I've been playing a lot of Astrologian or Astrologian, whatever you want to call it. Different people pronounce it different ways. It's probably Astrologian. Astrologian is probably the correct way, but you'll see if a lot of people say Astrologian. Anyway, I've been playing my Astro a lot. ARR Astro is basically a white mage that likes their star signs a little bit too much. So, literally ability for ability early on, Astro is identical to a white mage, which is fine because it makes it really easy to learn in ARR. It does very heavily differentiate after that, but early on, identical. There are some slight changes that do make it more fun, though. For example, we have light speed, which unlike white mages slightly increase your cast time, this is instacast. This is instacast for 15 seconds because most of your spells have a... So this is, if for anyone just listening, light speed lowers your cast time by 2.5 seconds. Most of your spells have either 2.5 second cast time or lower. So it's an instacast ability. That lasts for 15 seconds. Helios is literally just Cure 2. Ascend is Raise. Essential Dignity. This is a slight different one, but it's basically you'll fill in for... Actually, no. No, this one actually does sit differently, but I guess it's basically you'll fill in for Benediction. Early on, it basically operates like a Benediction. It's 400 cure potency unless you're 30% health or lower, and it starts to raise up to 900% potency, which in many cases acts as a Benediction. Later on, obviously, 900 potency isn't enough to do a full heal, but that early on, it pretty much is. Benefic 2 is your Cure 2. Did I say... I said Helios was Cure 2. Sorry, I meant Medica. Medica is your AoE heal. Undraw and Play, these are where it starts to differentiate a bit. But Aspected Benefic, this is your regen. Aspected Helios, this is your Medica 2. Gravity is your Holy. Combust 2 is just a better version of Combust. Combust basically is your Arrow. It's, for the most part, a lot of it's the same. Where it differentiates is the card system. So you will draw a card, and that card will give a damage bonus to whoever you decide to apply that bonus to. So it's a pure healer with a support factor. So I guess you can call, like, a black mage is a what's it called? Fuck, what's the word? Not solo DPS. That's not the word. It's on the tip of my tongue. They only do damage and don't do any support. I'm gonna remember the word as soon as I finish recording, and it's going to annoy me. But White Mage basically is the same purpose. White Mage is basically just, it heals, and that's all it does. At least early on. Maybe it changes later, but at least early on, when it's a pure healer, it's literally just a pure healer. A Astro is more of a pure healer plus support. Anyway, it's a really fun job. I am really enjoying it. And adding in Astro Dyne to 50 makes the card system a lot more fun. And basically, as you're drawing cards, they will have different star signs on it. As you get all the sign types, then you can cast Astro Dyne and then do a big support ability. What does it actually do? It's like it adds MP Restore, reduces spell cast time and auto attack delay, and increases damage dealt and healing potency. Basically, it's your big support ability, at least at 50. Anyway, I was playing my Astro. I was leveling up from 30 to 50. It took me like 3 hours because of Oshii, stupid, insane experience boost right now. So it went by pretty quickly. But I was running my leveling roulettes I was running leveling roulette over and over again, basically just keep doing dungeons and suffer through leveling. I ran into Sasasha so many times. Sasasha is the first dungeon in the game, and it's very, very, very annoying. So, when you play Sasasha, there are 2 kinds of groups you run into. So, 3 kinds of groups you run into. Group 1 are the people who are doing Sasasha for the first time. They take it slowly because it's their first dungeon, and you know what? That's fine. It's your first dungeon in the entire game. Whatever gets you through it, you'll realize like not too long from then, Sasasha is incredibly easy, and you can push through the dungeon a lot quicker. The second kind of group you have is my favorite. The groups that literally hate Sasasha to their very core, and want to be in there for as little time as possible. So, because it's so early on in the dungeon chain, you can run from the start of the dungeon to the first boss, pull all of the enemies, and then kill them all at the boss room. You don't need to heal. You can just do that. It's insane that you can do that, but tanks are broken right now because of all of their self-heal. I like these groups. They get through Sastasha in like fucking 8 to 10 minutes. It's great. The other group, and these happen in Tumtara Deepcroft and the other low-level one that I'm forgetting the name of, Copperbell Mines. Those are the first 3 dungeons in the game, and you run into a lot of the same people in those sections. A lot of people who either hate being there, they are very new to the game, or they take pride in being bad. So, the group is going really slow. They were doing single pulls, so they were pulling a single group of enemies. Playing as a healer like that, you literally don't have to heal. Because all the tanks, except Paladin, have self-heals at that level, and Paladin's very tanky, and has mitigation and stuff like that, but even so, stuff generally dies so quick as so quick at Sastasha that it doesn't even matter. And they do so little damage. So you don't have to heal, basically. You do have to heal if you do big pulls, but single pulls definitely not. So there was a point where they were going really slow. I pull slightly further ahead, and I aggro one of the groups. And they decided I guess they were in a Discord call because they all stopped. They left a couple of, I think it was 1 or 2 enemies, and just let me fight them by myself as the healer. She's like, what are you just throwing a tantrum in the dungeon? If you help, we get through the dungeon quicker. There seems to be a lot of people that are on OC right now who want to go as slow as possible. They don't want to be remotely good at the game. They take pride in being bad. They take pride in not having to go and follow mechanics, take pride in not having to go and sort of get through things quickly, because over on the JP side, you're sort of expected to do that. It wasn't WoW expected where you get kicked out of the group, but there's generally a expectation there that you're going to play the game at a reasonable level. You're going to try to do something productive in the game. But there is a lot of people I've been seeing that are fitting into this third group that are really annoying. They're really annoying to deal with. This is one of the problems with this is one of the problems with leveling your lower level jobs through your lower level dungeons. You have to deal with those people. Once you get past 50, then you can do your 50, 60, 70, 80 roulettes. You can do your trials. You can do, I guess past 30, you can do PvP as well. It's just not much PvP. So it's generally more effective to do your leveling roulette anyway. Honestly, I probably should go and try things like Guild Hess, because I haven't tried those yet, and apparently they're good XP? I don't know. I also might just level through, Palace of the Dead. There's plenty of leveling content. It's just I was going through leveling roulette just because it's the most convenient thing. It's right there. I can just say I'm going to run through it and not have to do too much else. But I can't fucking stand these people. I can't stand these low levels. Well, they're not even low level. Some of them are fucking mentors. These people who just don't want to go through Sastasha quickly. It's the same thing you see in Praetorium and Castrum Meridanum, where people will single pull through those, where you have 8 people. You have 2 healers. There is literally no way to wipe. There is no way to wipe to trash mobs. I don't get it. I don't get why anyone tries to take those slowly. Especially when Castrum has 25 minutes of cutscenes? I guess Praetorium and Castrum both have basically the same amount. But you don't want to go through it slowly. You want to play those dungeons as little as possible. So I'm kind of excited to see when Praetorium gets reworked as a 4-man dungeon. I think is Castrum saying the same? I don't know. I think Castrum might be reworked as a 4-man as well. I can't remember what was said during the That's a castrum, Meridianium. They're all castrums. I don't know if that one's getting reworked. I know Westy is getting removed, but yeah. Anyway, that is pretty much the end of the podcast. It's been 2 hours. I'm quite sweaty, as you can probably tell from my very shiny face. The lights do a good job at not making it look as bad as it possibly could be. But it's not good. It's very not good. Yeah, yeah. I should have just turned the air conditioner on, to be honest. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Yeah, next week, I guess, is 108, and we still don't have good internet, so we're still gonna be doing what we're gonna be doing. Yeah. And, I don't really have anything else to say. Main channel, Brody Robertson. I do Linux videos. You probably know that because you're probably from there. But hey, maybe you've discovered the podcast as a standalone thing. And if you have, that's cool. I've got my gaming channel, Brody Robertson Plays, where right now, all that is going to it is clips because I cannot stream because the internet fucking sucks. And this channel, I have the podcast as a video release if you're just listening to the audio version. And that is on YouTube. And then if you want the audio release, that is available wherever you can find audio podcasts. You know, iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever else you listen to podcasts. Spotify, that one. Yeah, that's going to be it for me. So, I'm out.